Hello friends, JT Tapias with the Empty Your Bucket Nutrition Plan, and today I want to speak with you about healthy habits, how to establish healthy habits. I believe we live in a society that is hyper-focused on goals, and I think goals are important. They show us where we're going, what we want, but more importantly, we need a strategy. We need a roadmap, a blueprint that will actually take us in the direction of our goals, and that is called habits. And so today we're going to talk about how to establish those habits, more importantly, how to make it easy, because I know many of you have tried a lot of things out there and they just haven't stuck. I want to give you some ideas that are sticky and that are tangible. One of my favorite authors, James Clear, who wrote the book Atomic Habits, says that for every action we take, we cast a vote in the direction of the type of person that we would like to be. So every time you go out for a run, for a walk, you're careful with what you eat, you're casting a vote in the direction of being a healthy person, and the opposite is true of that. I don't know about you, but that brings a lot of hope to me, because that tells me that I'm not flawed, but instead that if my goals have not come to fruition, it's simply because I haven't had a good strategy in place, aka habits. Today, we're going to talk about that, how to create those habits, how to make them sticky. And so let's start off with the definition of what a habit is. A habit is an action that is repeated over and over until it becomes automatic. I think it's also important to understand that the brain likes to conserve energy because it's there to preserve us. So anything that we can do to conserve energy, the brain likes, and it will repeat. And this is why habits are so incredibly good for us, because the brain likes to conserve the energy. If you have things that you're constantly doing, it doesn't have to think through the same situations over and over and over again. It's already a habitual pattern in the brain. The brain enjoys it and it repeats it. Anything the brain enjoys, it repeats. And so the 4 laws of a good habit. You got to make it obvious, right? You have to, if you are eating healthy, you have to make sure that when you open your fridge, the first thing you see in the fridge is the things that you want to eat. The things you don't want to eat, you want to throw out. My saying is, you want to make sure you keep the things that you want to do very visible, and the things you don't want to do, you want to make very invisible. So you need to make it obvious. Number 2, you need to make it attractive. It needs to be something that you enjoy. If it's food, you need to look up recipes. You need to make sure that you're actually enjoying your food. If it's a workout, you need to find a form of movement that you actually enjoy and you want to repeat over and over again. Number 3, you need to make it easy. You need to lower the barrier of resistance to whatever it is. If it's working out, maybe you just buy some dumbbells at home, and that way you don't have to jump in the car, go to the gym, and what you're doing is minimizing the resistance of actually working out. If you don't like to meal prep because you're not one to cook, or you don't have the recipes, there's plenty of meal prep companies out there that you can just call, make an order, they deliver the food to your house, and you want to make it easy. Number 4, you want to make it satisfying. You want to make sure that when you go out for a run, or when you have a nice week of proper eating, that you actually in some way reward yourself just a little bit, and then boom, you go back to that habit, because you want to make sure you repeat that habit until it becomes automatic. And so those are the 4 laws of making great habits. How to break bad habits? Well, it's actually the opposite of what I just said. You want to make it invisible, right? Number 1, you want to make it invisible. Whatever it is you don't want to do, you want to get it out of your life sooner than later, right? It doesn't matter how disciplined or self-control you are. If you're constantly being tempted by food or by things that you don't want to do, guess what? You're going to fall into those actions. So you want to make sure you make that invisible. Number 2, you want to make it unattractive. You want to make sure that the thing that you're doing is just not attractive, because your brain will push back on it. Number 3, you want to make it difficult. You want to create some barriers, or what we call self-binding, in order for you not to get to those things easily. So if you like ice cream, don't keep it in your fridge. Maybe just get it out of your fridge and bring it in only on Saturdays, so that you can eat it once and then you don't have the temptation there for the rest of the week. You want to make sure that you're making the barrier as difficult as possible, so that you're not getting to those things that you know you shouldn't be doing. Number 4, of course, make it unsatisfying. You want to make sure that if you're trying to break a habit, you want to see it from the darkest perspective, right? You want to create the worst case scenarios. Maybe play a little bit with that mental marketing, and where you start to see the food break down. I know that sounds gross, but if you can create a nasty enough, a gross enough image of that burger and that pizza and all that grease coming down into your digestive system, if you can think of that, that makes it very, very unsatisfying, very unattractive, and your brain will push back on that. My friend, these are some of the fastest and most tangible and sticky ideas around habits. If you incorporate them, your health will change radically for the positive. You'll start to notice some incredible changes in your life overall, because when we change one thing, other things change as well. You know the saying, how you do anything is how you do everything. I truly believe that the physical realm is one of the fastest ways to get out of stagnation. Maybe you're a little just in a funk, right? And you want to get moving in some area of life. One of the fastest ways to do that is activate your physiology, bring good nutrients in, reframe ideas. And if you do those three things, my friend, coupled by great habits, you're gonna feel incredible and your health is gonna change for the positive. My name is JT Tapias with the Empty Your Bucket Nutrition Plan. If you enjoyed this video, check this video out here. I'll talk to you guys soon. Ciao, ciao.